8:46. You're tuned to the 8 o'clock buzz on WORT. This is Brian Standing. Dimensions in Sound is a big band jazz band, and the studio orchestra plays classical and pop music with full orchestral instrumentation. Both musical outfits are nonprofits that specialize in performing at nursing and retirement homes. They're celebrating their 40th anniversary this year and are gearing up for the holiday concert season. DISSO board president and saxophonist Ann Weber and cellist Melissa Brum join us in the studio now. Welcome, Ann.
Thank you.
And Melissa.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. So tell us, how did DISSO come about? Ann?
It started by our middle school band director, Lonnie Knopfsinger, who helped put a band together for the 4th of July for the bicentennial back in 76.
That was a while ago.
It's a while ago, yeah. And some of the people said, well, it should be nice to keep playing. And so he started making calls and getting some of the parents of some of his kids in class coming to meet, and we started meeting and decided to go the jazz band route for the Dimensions in Sound was created first, and then the orchestra 2 years later, and Lonnie pretty much carried it on his own for the first at least couple decades or whatever, and we became an official nonprofit in '91 when he retired from teaching.
So this started as a one-shot deal, and then 40 years later, you are still playing.
Yeah, how about that?
Melissa, how did you get involved with the studio orchestra?
You know what? It was funny. I was looking to join a band, and I had played cello all through high school and college, and I found this on Craigslist, and I was like, oh, I might as well just join, and I think I've been doing it like 8 years now. And yeah, that's how I got involved, or that's how I found out about it. But I also just love the mission of it, is that we bring music out to the communities who can't afford to or are not able to go out and see music anymore. So we bring it into communities like that.
Yeah, let's talk a little about that. How did you develop the focus of playing nursing and retirement homes in particular?
It was kind of by accident initially, too. Once we were playing for a while, then like any musical group, you want to play for somebody, not just for yourselves. So Lonnie started going out and thinking about what kind of ways could we do that. And we started playing at some senior places and decided, wow, that would be a great mission to... we love playing, and they love getting the memories and things that we bring back from the big band music. And then we in the orchestra eventually started playing at those places too, and of course people enjoy that.
And some of those facilities have beautiful auditoriums. I mean, I've been to some of them that have concert quality theaters, don't they?
Yeah, and it's.
I mean, some of them do, and some of them are you playing also in like cafeterias and things like that too.
Yes,
so.
Yeah.
I think even the start of this season, we played at a place that was very, very small, that to get 17-piece big band into it was, we were sitting on each other's laps practically.
Sounds like a bowl in a china shop.
Yeah. And then the next week we played at a place that was just open and lots of room and very enthusiastic audience, lots of people, standing room, that kind of thing. So it's kind of the whole gamut.
And how do the people that you play for react to the music? I mean, why is it important to them?
Oh my gosh. They just love it. Their faces some people are immobile or they can't clap, but you can definitely tell when they're super into it, and they love it. Like from their faces, they're smiling and just enjoying it.
We had one, some years ago, woman who started speaking up in the middle of a song, and it's like, hey, this is disruptive or whatever, and we just kind of played on anyway, and found out afterwards that she had not spoken for 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
And now she was talking, and the music somehow brought that out. So it's just, that's a dramatic one, but there's just a lot of ways that people come up after and are just so excited to tell you the memories that the music has brought them.
Mm-hmm. And many of whom probably grew up with this music.
Oh, yes, definitely.
So tell us a little bit about how does a nonprofit band work? What's the organizational structure there? I mean, I think that's a sort of an interesting idea for most people. Most bands are pretty casual sorts of affairs, and yet you're organized as a nonprofit. You have your tax deductible charitable donations, that kind of thing. How did that come about, and how are you organized right now?
Well, I think it came about from realizing that when our founder Lonnie couldn't carry things on his own anymore, that okay, here's so we became that official nonprofit organization, and that allowed us to apply for grants for things.
So are you a 501c3?
Yes, we are.
Educational type of educational and cultural institution?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have a board of directors?
Yes.
And you sit on the board?
Right. Yeah,
Right.
I've been president for a long time.
Now, is that an elected position, or how do you get to be president of the board?
It's been pretty casual. I mean, it's just something. I think there's a couple of we board members who've probably been there 20-some years doing it, and then people kind of come and go. But so far, we've had all people that are involved in our in one of the or other of the groups that have been board members. So we only paid members are our 2 part-time directors, and we don't have an executive director or anything. The board does all the behind-the-scenes stuff.
And the musicians are all volunteer, Melissa?
Yep.
Labor of love?
We're all just volunteer. There's yearly dues that we pay into it also to help keep it going. But yeah, we're all volunteers. We do it for the love of it.
And how many musicians are in both? Well, you've got 2 outfits here. You've got the jazz band and the studio orchestra. How many in the studio orchestra?
Yeah, I'd say there's about 30. What do you think?
Probably 35.
35 people in the orchestra, and what'd you say, 17 in the band? Yeah.
Is there any overlap? Are there people who play in both?
Yeah.
There have been. I think we just have one that's doing that right now. But but over the years we've had quite a few.
Not a lot of call for cello in the big band.
No, it's mostly brass and maybe bass that overlap, but. Yeah.
And Melissa, so you have a classical music background? Did you go to school for music? And what do you do when you're not playing music in nursing homes?
Yeah, I mean, I started in 4th grade as usual, and like throughout the whole orchestra music career through 4th grade all the way through high school, and then I played in the orchestra, and I played through college and just the it wasn't volunteer, the like non-music major orchestra. And so, yeah, I didn't go to school for it. I just kept playing and kept it up. And I think we're all kind of, that's kind of all our members are. We've played through high school, we played through college, and we just want to keep it going. And so this is a good way to keep playing music after school, And
what's your day job?
I have a few day jobs. I have a lot of part-time jobs. I work in hospitality and marketing.
And so how's the 40th anniversary year gone so far? I mean, what did you have some special events, or is that still coming? Anne?
We have the CD that we're putting out for the 40th anniversary.
Is that out now?
Yeah. I mean, you would need to contact us directly. It's not out in stores or anything. It's just
not yet. We'll get there.
And we've talked about things, different things with the events and things we've done this year about being 40 years old and
you've got
and the whole.
We put it in our programs and stuff and let people know that it's our 40th year. But this is kind of part of it, just bringing it out to the community and telling our WART listeners.
And you've got a couple concerts coming up. You've got one December 14th at the Goodman Community Center. Tell us about that show.
That one's for all seniors, and it is open to the public. So if anybody wants to stop by, a lot of times we play for places that don't have ability for anyone just to drop in because it's a private facility. But Goodman Center has a lunch, and then we're playing from 1 to 2:30 that afternoon. A lot of big band and probably a couple polkas. If you're Wisconsin, you got to have a couple of those.
There's always a polka.
And then you're also doing a concert on December 20th at the Salvation Army, and that one's specifically for the homeless. Tell us about that. How did that come about?
And that one's a the studio orchestra is playing that one
Right.
on December 20th. Yeah. We normally try to get that one in every year around the holidays. Yeah, I don't know. Do you know?
I just
think
think it's to the homeless population, another population that cannot go seeking this out on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the gym there at their facilities in East Wash, and so there's room enough
This is
to
the
put
one
the
up in
orchestra in there.
Darbo neighborhood area, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So there's room enough to put the whole orchestra there, and
Yep.
and
then we play,
tell
like-
about after what people do afterward.
Yeah, we play a bunch of holiday music, and we always invite people to sing along, and it kind of becomes a big group thing. And then we show everyone our instruments, because a lot of people don't know the instruments or haven't seen a orchestra perform. You know, they don't have the capability to do that. So we do that, and then a lot of people come up and talk to us after. And
I've seen some brass bands in particular who have what they call an instrument petting zoo, where they bring the instruments out and you can demonstrate how they how they work.
Yeah.
and things like
Yeah,
that.
it's pretty much.
we do
yeah.
that in a way, but yeah.
All right. Well, and anything else on the horizon for either Dimensions in Sound or the Studio Orchestra? What you've got a new CD coming out? How can people get a hold of that if they're interested? And what do you have planned for your 41st year?
It's good.
If you get out to our website, DISSO.org.
DISSO.org.
Yeah, right. There's contact information there, and so we would be more than happy to help folks get a hold of the CD or learn more about us.
Or if you're interested in joining, you can also contact us
that's
there.
true,
Yeah, what
Or
kind
hiring
of
us.
musical experience are you looking for new members, and what kind of musical experience are you looking for?
Yeah,
for
weren't we
people?
looking for a trumpet player? Did we find
Yeah.
one? I don't know.
Yeah, well, big bands
Yeah.
down a trumpet player. Yeah.
Yeah, but normally it's just high school. We're kind of high school level, I would say, at least in the orchestra. So if you have played through high school and you want to pick it up again, or if you just want to come and play and have a good time, lots of people just like come and play what they can and then kind of sit back if they can't.
So do you
meet
have
the
an
level.
open membership policy, or do you audition people? How does that work?
No, it's pretty
we
open.
It's pretty open. We don't
Yeah.
audition people. I think folks can kind of tell if once they're there and say, was this something that fits for me or not.
Mm-hmm.
So it's usually not us having to say, I don't know if this is something for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've been speaking with Ann Weber and Melissa Brum. Ann is the board president for DISSO, Dimensions in Sound, and Ann plays cello in the studio orchestra. And as we mentioned, they've got a public concert coming up December 14th at the Goodman Community Center over on the east side. Thanks so much for joining us on the 8 o'clock bus.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.